So, there have been some more balance changes to the champ. So, let's play some more champ today. At Ascension level 5. Now things are gonna get a bit different because we heal less after boss battles. We don't heal to full anymore, we only heal partially. So yeah, let's jump in and see how this goes. So most important change I'm aware of is the fact that fatigue is now gain 1 strength for every 10 HP lost. Because it's much easier to build up fatigue than it was back when gladiator stance was still a thing. Also, I think there have been some new cards added. Some of the old cards have been retired. So the class should feel significantly different, I assume. We have a 2 elite path. We could either get the Emerald Elite or an additional rest site on our way to the 2nd elite from the 1st. I think I do want to go for both elites. I do want to go for a rest site as well, an early merchant. This kinda makes me not want to take the random relic for 99 souls, which would usually be my go-to. I still feel like this is such a potentially strong option. Paying the 99 souls to get a rare relic compared to max HP or just upgrading a card from our base deck. Which, I mean, upgrading Taunt isn't bad. But yeah, I'm gonna go for the relic. Ooh, Peace Pipe. You can now remove cards from your deck at rest sites. I think we're gonna use this. Rest sites have become quite valuable to us. If I recall here, there's no way we can break the key here. We won't gain enough gold unless this event gives us a lot of it. So I'm gonna start out by removing some base cards. Let's get a strike out of the deck. Slight problem here. We don't have a whole lot of defensive options. So we take 7 here. From this point on, I think we can manage this fight in a way that we don't have to take any more damage. There we go. Counterattack. Deal 7. If this doesn't cost 0, return it to your hand. Next turn it costs 0 until played. The Enrage Bash we already played around with quite a bit recently. Very strong card. Chain Lash technique. Repeat this effect 2 or 3 times. Chain Lash is pretty interesting to me if we plan to build around defensive stance. It's a lot of counter on one card in that case. Counterattack. Counterattack is just solid damage right now. 7 damage now, 7 damage next turn. Upgrades to become 10 damage on each. It feels a bit out of place, but it's generally good attack, so that's not a bad thing. It just doesn't particularly have any interesting interactions with other champ cards. But I'm gonna take it. I just want some straight up damage right now. And it will definitely provide that for us. We're in Berserker, so the execute... Oh yeah. Finishers no longer end our turns. So we can much more easily use them. They still make us leave our stance, but... it's much easier to deal with than ending your turn. Uh, 18. This is 12. Yeah, we have it. There we go. Circumvent. Perfected strike and chain lash again. We already removed the strike and we probably want to remove more of them, so perfected strike doesn't really make sense right now. I'm gonna go into circumvent. Maybe we can build some sort of counter deck. Let's go for the merchant. Now that they give counter rewards, there really isn't a huge problem with getting merchants when you don't have a lot of gold. Except that they build up strength, which can come back and bite you in the final act for sure. We don't have any counter right now. Wait, I didn't need to play as many defensive cards there. Let's gain the fatigue and then do another strike. We dealt 27 damage to the merchant. That's not a lot. Bring It On now requires us to be in a stance, defensive or berserker. Either will work. Which makes sense because it's a powerful card. There's Shadow. Removing the enemy's block. Artifact on upgrade, right? Rising Strike for double technique trigger. If you played another technique before. I'm gonna go with Bring It On. If we want to build around counter in any way, that's probably gonna be useful. We can't afford anything here. Blood Vial and Meat on the Bone are in here. Okay. Makes it a bit difficult to find other sources of sustain. Health sustain. Because these relics can't show up anymore. This fight is pretty tough with our current deck. Doesn't really matter which one we start with. I wonder if we should go more aggressive here actually. We don't have an entry. That makes Bring It On a bit hard to use at the moment. Deal 5, fatigue 5. Yeah, I think we need to go fast. Let's get that let's get the extra strength. No! I wanted that. Berserker Shout works, I guess. The bottom one never attacks us, so they will never trigger the counter. Do I want to block for 16? I'm in Berserker right now. So this clears fatigue. These guys are growing. I need to be fast. Berserker style Enraged Bash. And then Counterattack. Counterattack made got made 0 cost, which not that great. Not that great for this card because now it doesn't come back. I'm gonna no, I'm gonna Enraged Bash still and defend. We lose the execute now. This fight seems like that's more than I can take at the moment. Wasn't that... Did it hit 2 times? Felt like it didn't, but I'm not sure. At least we have great block this turn. More Counterattacks. I wanna finish... yeah, I wanna do the finisher in defensive and then enter Berserker afterwards. This also makes the Champion's Crown much better. That finishers don't end your turn. Because you can now actually finisher into a new entry. Clobber. Deal 13 damage, Berserker combo gain an energy, defensive combo gain block equal to unblock damage dealt. That's a nice card. Okay, we get to remove a card. Should probably be a defend right now. Although I should have went for the transform first. What's available here? Refreshment. Berserker combo gain 2 energy then exhaust this. Defensive combo draw 3 cards. Ooh. Oh yeah. 3 energy, 4 cards. That seems quite good. Circumvent and Reckless Leap. Let's transform Strike. We got an Enraged Bash. Okay. Okay. 13 block or counter. That's... and counter. That's not bad. But the Circumvent upgrade is really big. I'm not sure if I wanna build into the Enraged Bash at all. But it could just be in the deck and provide us with a little bit of fatigue. Gain some strength out of it. Refreshment, I think yes, I want that. Card draw, and if we stance into Berserker and defensive at the same turn, we can basically have an adrenaline kind of effect, which is really good. We do now have a bit more money, so we could upgrade on this space. We could also keep removing. Keep our deck thin and efficient. I'm gonna go with defend removal. Horned Cleat. At the start of your second turn, gain 14 block. Always happy to have it. Ooh, gain a lot of souls for a lot of curses. And then we can remove these curses. Is that good? Basically yes, but we have to fight an elite with it. So... we can get the Ikis out of the deck, but not that easily. I'm still gonna go for it. Because I do have the Peace Pipe. But I might now consider going for a couple of question marks, trying to find the curse event. That might be good. I'll start working on my curses here. before I really do anything. And enter a stance. Let's gain some counter. Do I want to leave defensive here? We have taunt most likely in our next hand, so I'm fine with it. Didn't get it. Maybe I should have used the Gambler's Brew here. Okay, we entered defensive. That's really good. Almost full block. Not a lot of counter though. This gives me a point of strength. Do I want to refresh or... It's not a good turn for Bring It On, but it's 10 damage. We are almost dead. That's the wrong stance. Let's refresh for energy, which we actually don't really need. We're still alive. We have one more turn to two more turns to kill them. That's it. Penip. Every 10th attack you play deals double damage. Tornado Punch. False counter. The next time counter activates, lose only half. Is a finisher now. Gives us 6 counter and upgrade. Sure. We have too many finishers and not enough entries. I'm gonna dodge this elite, go for the question marks and rest at the fire. Unless I get a heal before then, which is definitely possible. Bring It On definitely was nerfed, yes. Requiring you to be in a stance. But being a finisher has also been buffed. In a way. Because it no longer ends your turn. So it's a finisher buff. How do we best do this? This is 13 damage. We can't kill any of them. Yeah, false counter is now 1 energy. It's no longer but it's a finisher instead of being higher cost. Entropic Brew. Fill all your empty potion slots with random potions. I'm so happy to see this. Defensive Shout is exactly what we need. Oh, this guy. Definitely don't want to fight you. I'm gonna trade. Serpent Head. Whenever you enter question mark room, gain 50 souls. Very nice. Let's gain some of our health back. And another fight. Oh, and what a fight. Don't want to take that damage if I can avoid it. It's not really avoiding it, but it avoids some of it at least. Entering a stance and weakening the enemy seems good here. We counter the other gremlin is the problem. Yeah, I should have spent my damage on the mad gremlin here. Let's enter defensive. Circumvent is a full block that lets us stay in defensive. And kills the mad gremlin anyways. False counter is block for us, thanks to it being a finisher. So yeah, we false counter and enter another stance. We're weakened, but we have the pen nib. Bring it on for some damage against the backliner. There we go. Okay, that went fairly well. Spiked energy drink. Muddle the 2 highest cost cards in your hand. Cards muddled this way can now cost 3. Stance to enter. Or Tornado Punch for some AoE. I'm not sure whether they patched On Guard. I think they did, because I saw... I did report it, and I think Michael responded that he fixed everything that was reported until then, so it should be fixed, yes. I'm gonna take a Tornado Punch. Having some AoE is good, and it's generally a pretty decent card. Sure. Might as well play that. Rip Gladiator stance, yeah. 5 counter and 3 block. That's a decent amount of counter. Wait, that's defensive combo. Whoops. Wrong order there. But it was still a good card to play. Obviously would have been better in the other order. And we can kill the front line, alright? And then counter the backliner. Nice. Skill potion. Choose one of 3 random skill cards to add to your hand. It costs 0 this turn. Another circumvent. These are really good ones upgraded. They are not so good unupgraded though. Gonna go with stance. It's also a card that really wants the upgrade, but we need more entries. Wallop is 12. Execute is exactly 12 defense when we're in defensive. I guess that's what we do. Let's draw. Counterattack. We could also taunt here to get back into a stance. Makes us able to use Bring It On next turn for sure if we draw it. And it reduces another card, right. We already have 14 block right now, thanks to our relic. So we don't need an additional block to deal with the incoming damage, so I can focus on getting more counter. Seems like that involves false counter and defensive shout. And bring it on, I guess. Could tornado punch instead. This is 10 counter, which translates into 15 damage. This is 20 damage and 5 counter. It spends the penny though. But it's probably my best card to spend the penny on anyways. Well, one of the best. We don't need the block from Circumvent, so I'm just gonna get rid of one of these Ickies here. Finishers don't end your stance anymore. They end your turn anymore. They only make you leave your stance. 22 block, that's almost enough to block the Sands of Time. I do want to get a point of strength. Block for 1? Probably not. Eight more damage and they enter Wrath. No! I clicked the wrong stance. I wanted to enter defensive here. So I could draw with the refreshments. Endure. Gain 7 block. This card's block is increased by strength instead of dexterity. 8 block right now. Good enough. I'm gonna spend this on the Icky. Incoming 15. If I put them into Wrath, it will be 22. That might be a problem. Let's muddle these 2-cost cards. That was nice. Exiting the form early got fixed, yeah. That was a bug. Losing the thorns was definitely not a feature, I don't think. This is a problem. But I need to clear my fatigue, I think. Ignore pain. Ultimate stance. Technique requires defensive or berserker. Enter ultimate stance for 1 turn. 2 turns an upgrade though. Yep, this protects me from 22 damage. That's quite good. A hit for 34. We have to be in defensive. A hit for 16. I think we can deal with that. Didn't I increase the counters on Enrage Bash? Ah, that's the other one. Whoops. Well, we are fully defended, so we can gladly go for the damage here. 11 counter as well. We might have the kill here. Yeah, easily then. Nice. The workshop version, yeah, that it's really no problem to install Downfall. You can just in Steam go to the workshop page and subscribe to the Downfall mod, and then it will automatically be updated. And you can just, when you start the game, you don't need to install anything at all. You just need to subscribe to the mod on the Steam Workshop page. And then when you start the game, there will be an option, play with mods. That's all you have to do. There you select the mods and then start the game. What do we want here? Ignore Pain is obviously a good defensive card. Oh, you don't know what Steam Workshop is? Well, I can probably show you later today, after this run. Remember me once we're done with the run, then I will quickly show you how it works. Improvising is always just amazing. It has every time exceeded my expectations. So now my expectations of it are quite high. What do we have? We have Tornado Punch. Refreshment only works if we use it for defensive combo only, but that's a great draw. And Circumvent, which is a huge block card. That should still be worth it. Murder Strike, on the other hand, I haven't played with that a lot. Feels like we don't have enough techniques at the moment. Although there could be something we change in the future. I'm gonna go with improvising though. Feels like the stronger card to take at the moment. Fusion Hammer is interesting because I have the Peace Pipe, but we still require some upgrades. Improvising wants one. Tornado Punch is a significant upgrade, but not critical. False Counter is nice, but also not critical. Stance is actually... yeah. Runic Pyramid. No, I think I'm gonna go with Velvet Joker. I feel like we can do quite well playing around that. Let's see. 3 Elite Path possible, with the Merchant in between and the chance to skip out on the last Elite. That seems fine. No rest sites on the road though. Could instead go for 3 rest sites and 1 Elite. No rest sites is tough. We don't even have a key broken. But we could get the keys together this floor. Do you think Joker is gonna be a problem? Well, Refreshment is slightly unhappy about the Joker. Other than that, I don't see it being a huge problem for us. Let's dance to enter defensive. Set a trap. Gain 6 counter for each attack in your hand. Enter defensive. We have no attacks. Let's go improvising defensive shout. This literally has no effect right now, huh? Then circumvent. And circumvent again. Yep. Let's draw. Ooh, Tornado Punch seems nice. If I kill the frontliner, the counter will hit the next enemy in the line. Can we though? It looks like that's not possible. So false counter it is then. Then we have some counter hitting the next enemy at least. Oh, you got metrics now. That's awesome. Double defense tornado punch. Alright, we can tornado punch twice. I forgot. Should have played that differently then. This is still a good card. Because we can play it twice. Some of the finishers require you to be in a stance. Some you can play whenever. I probably could have kept my pen nip there. On guard. Battle plan, I think. But also upgraded stance. We have a couple of finishers in the deck. False counter, bring it on. Execute, of course. We need a couple of entries, and stance is just a really good entry. Remove strikes to receive bites. I don't think so. I don't want to bloat my deck with these bites. Happy Flower. Every 3 turns gain an energy. I'm pretty happy with our energy situation at the moment, considering we also have Velvet Joker. Let's go with Sapphire Key instead. It's not usually a relic I turn down, but I think it might be the correct choice here. Let's punch the snake, then execute it. It's taunt to enter a stance, so we can play Bring It On. Get the strength and then Bring It On. Counterattack is the worst card to cost 0, but still better than it being too expensive. Flash Strike is very nice. Gain 6 counter and 6 block. And then we full defense with the false counter, triggering the finisher bonus. This is a bit of a boring turn, but still good because we get the full defense. Ooh, entering defensive, then tornado punching twice. Seems good. There we go. Another Entropic Brew, very nice. Are we interested in being able to enter... Oh, Berserker's Shout upgrades to give us a card now, card draw now. Same goes for Defensive Shout, I assume? Yeah. Okay. changes things a bit. Do I want a Berserker entry at all though? I have this weird Enraged Bash lying around and the Refreshment, but I also have Velvet Choker to care about. I think I'm gonna skip. I mean, Refreshment just being a draw 3, just being a skim, is fine. Purple Fire Spirits. That's a good way to get value out of that Enraged Bash. Yeah. Let's trade that in for a full heal. Fossilized Helix. Prevent the first time you would lose HP each combat. Not bad. Do want to play this. I'll play Refreshment. I was hoping not to draw Improvising, but we drew Stance instead, which is good because we can enter defensive again. Oh, we saw Ultimate Stance offered from a skill potion a bit ago. It still exists. It's a technique, 1 cost. Enter Ultimate Stance for a turn, requires you to be in a stance to play. Upgrades to 2 turns. How do we we don't need... how do we deal max damage? Counterattack is definitely part of it. I'm gonna stance for defensive card first. Gain 3 block, gain 4 counter, increase this card's block and counter by 2 this combat. Sure. That's really bad right now. It only saves us 2 counter. That's not worth leaving our stance for. It is a skill, yes. So you can potentially play it multiple times in a fight. I don't think it has exhaust, but I'm not sure. Yeah, let's execute. Nice of them to not attack this turn, because that allows me to just deal a bunch of AoE damage here. Let's enter defensive, gain a flash strike. Bring it on means we have the full block. We can play 1 more card, so it's probably not Refreshment then. The Improvising does make the Velvet Choker a bit more awkward, but as it is right now, it still works fine. We usually just play 6 cards a turn and that's it. Precise Thrust. Probably not. I think this is a skip. I don't want another unupgraded stance. Ancient Potion, gain an artifact. Probably doesn't matter too much. Yeah, combo now works extra effect when played in the listed stance, or if you entered that stance this turn. So if you entered it at any time during the turn, then combo will be active. Whew. Let's see. This is not a great hand. I require some help. Improvising, execute. Let's enter a stance, see what gets reduced. The execute, I'm gonna play it. And then I'm gonna go back into defensive. Reduce the cost of another card. And then finish with bring it on. That was good defense at the very least. We full defend here and counter for 18. Well, we did have to use a potion for that. At least this turn we have the Honk lead, so we can go a bit more aggressive. Especially if we could find an entry into defensive. But that doesn't seem possible right now. Unless I use the Entropic Brew. Throw away the fairy in a bottle, use the Entropic Brew. That's expensive. Still wanna play it. It's still good defense, not the full defense anymore. Circumvent, we don't have counter right now. I'm gonna play the false counter and then enter defensive again. Draw, that might help. Uh-oh. That's the last card for this turn. Well, we might be okay even if we are entangled. But it's a lot of damage to take here. Ouch. I should have focused on the frontliner, because I knew how much of our damage was from counter. And that we can't really use counter on the backliner at all. Oh, I really want to play false counter and bring it on, but that's not possible. I think I have to skip false counter here and just kill the frontliner. Ouch. This fight is really rough to us. We went from full health down to 10. Oops, wrong order there. That's not even full defense. Yeah, we triggered a fairy in a bottle here. And then we end the fight. Man, that fight was rough. I need to play this fight differently if counter is my main damage source. Enchant Shield. Choose a card in hand, increase its block by 5 for this combat. Is there anything we can make really good with that? Tornado Punch sometimes, maybe? We have a relatively small deck. I think it might just be good as a scaling card, kind of. It upgrades to be 0 cost, right? Yep, still exhausts though. I think it used to not exhaust. Center defensive, Vicious Mockery. Gain 3 temporary decks, exhaust. Come at me. Okay. We have to full block this turn. Although almost no damage. Let's get a good combo card here. Haymaker, that's a lot of weak at the very least. Nothing to enchant, right? No, we can enchant to bring it on. Yep, that worked. But now I can play Haymaker. Why did I do that? I guess that's fine. We did a lot of damage. And now we have to kill. There we go. Upgrade a Counterattack. Shield wall. Gain 2 decks at the end of each turn. Gain 6 counter. Gain 2 decks on top of this? Yeah. Counter is really bad against the merchant. I should have popped the strength potion, maybe. I still can. Ah, his circumvent is not what I wanted here. Not at all. 12 counter, and that's all the counter damage we can get. Uh-oh. We might have trouble killing the merchant this run. That was a good damage turn though. Maybe we can be alright. That wasn't bad either. But counter against the merchant is really hard to get off. Because instead of having 4 turns, like usual, you only have 2 turns. Blank card. At the start of each combat, play a copy of a random card from your deck. Yeah. Might enter as a stance. Might play a shield wall or an improvising, which would be huge. There are a few good things that could happen. You could also play an Icky, which would be terrible. Let's reduce the chances of that. Question card? Probably not worth that much. I don't see anything I want in this shop. Yeah, not really. That's fine. We play a taunt, enter defensive. That's good. Let's go with a false counter into defensive again. 2 more cards we can play. Skillful dodge should probably be one of them, and the other defensive shout for the extra counter. I kinda wanna play improvising. I can't play shield wall. No, I can. We have buffer. It's fine. Now we are ready to go. Tornado Punch, upgraded with Enchant Shield. That has us full defended this turn. And sure, let's dance into defensive. Maybe I should have done so first, but that's fine. Uh-oh, we have no block in this hand. Now we do. Very little though. See what options the brew gives us. Molotov, apply 30 soul burn. Huh. Gain 4 counter, draw a card. Gain 12 counter. Gain 18 counter. Let's gain 18 counter. And again. And then we circumvent to gain a lot of block and false counter to gain 50% more out of our counter. That was very good. Nice. Fighting for dummies. If you end your turn while no stance, gain 6 block. Like it. We need more techniques, we need more ways to build counter, not really the things we're looking for right now. Before you lies an elaborate shrine to a forgotten spirit. We could desecrate it to upgrade 2 cards but gain a curse. We can remove this curse later at the cost of upgrading another card. But we have to take this curse to the boss fight. That and Orichalcum should stack. Usually relics do stack with Orichalcum. Relics that give you block at the end of your turn. Or powers. Orichalcum checks first. Before the other powers activate. I don't really see the point of upgrading 2 cards here. Because we give up an upgrade later to get rid of the curse. Although we could remove it at a merchant. And we are a bit behind on the upgrades. Okay, fine. Improvising is very hard to play right now. Shield Wall is 3 counter a turn. That's actually relatively significant. Maybe more so than 6 counter every time we play false counter. 3 counter and block every time we play Bring It On. Tornado Punch is still relatively significant. Defensive Shout does matter. But I'm gonna go with Shield Wall. And which card did we get? We got Normality. Oh. Well, we already have the Velvet Joker, so a poor time for that move. Yeah, that's the downside with blank card. If we get a card that needs combo to do anything, it's bad. Refreshment into Normality. You have played 2 cards per turn. Yeah, it does check retroactively. We might be in real trouble here. Incoming is 24, so we lose our buffer. Not if we have plated armor. I need that buffer. Oh yeah. Let's gain the temporary dex before we Tornado Punch. It's also Shield Wall and Circumvent for the additional counter. Another turn where we blocked very easily And the back and front liner are about to die. That is, if we can find some damage. Not perfect. Certainly not perfect. But it does help. We do have enough defense to not take damage, and we kill the frontliner at least. Oh, my non-stance thing. I wasn't in a stance there, huh? Execute the frontliner, counterattack. We were weakened! Oh, I messed up. I didn't want to waste a penny on the backliner. Uh-oh. Whenever you rest, you may add a card into your deck. Yeah, battle plan. With the Velvet Joker, I really want more techniques, but I think we have to take it still. Just execute Tornado Punch him. We also gained 5 healing out of our buffer, which could be very nice, because it could be actual healing for us. Nice. Was hoping to find something like that. Was just digging for a 0 cost there. That what? I have normality in hand. Yeah, that was my last card. Uh-oh. Going down to 1. We do have the full defense here at least. We need it. We're down at 1 HP. And I think we're dead. Oh, that's energy right now. Not draw. $11 block. Well. Strength pot, happy to have it. Upgrade a Tornado Punch or a Flash Strike. Feels like we... Actually we take the Lariat, right? 5 block for counter, X times. It's also a good way to circumvent the Velvet Joker or the Normality if we happen to have it in the same hand. We might need the strength potion if we want to come out alive of this one. So 6 times 2, that would currently kill us. We need to block at least both hits, then we can buffer the feed. Let's find some block then. Tornado Punch defend is 10 block. That's not enough. Shield Wall defend is 7 block. It's also not enough. And we only have 2 cards, so we can't taunt, defend either. I think we're dead here. If I hadn't played the battle plan, I could have survived. If you didn't enter a stance, you could live. Ah, that's true. Let's try this again. Just want to see if we can survive this battle, although it's very unlikely. If I didn't enter a stance, huh? 6 block from the Fighting for Dummies. That's 11 block. And then the last damage on the Twin Strike kills our buffer and the feed kills us. So no, that wouldn't work. We have to go for refreshment here. And we can taunt, defend, defend. To survive this turn. Enemy's not attacking this turn. So we can set up our powers. Reaper. This guy is debuffing us. Not sure what with. Execute would put us at 1. No, it wouldn't. Not if we use it in Berserker. Let's kill the debuff shroom. Let's enter defensive. A haymaker. This is the turn with normality, but we do have Lariat. Incoming is 24. Lariat defends us for 28. And let's enter defensive first. Skillful dodge. I probably should play this as well. That's 1 less defense than Lariat, but it's still enough to survive. I can't play it again though, otherwise we are locked out thanks to normality. Tornado Punch is very nice right now. I'm even gonna enchant it. Gain more counter. False counter is really hard to use, I feel like. We could set it up this turn. And I guess I will. Oops. That is fine. Aggressive mushroom. It's not normality we're gonna draw into. That's good at least. Set a trap. Is this an attack? This is an attack. That's a lot of counter, but it will be wasted on this mushroom. Let's kill it then. Oh, by the way, we are not surviving this turn. Because we can't gain enough block. Yeah. We had a very bad elite fight there. I misplayed that one quite a bit as well, so... was definitely my fault. And not just bad luck that we died there.